What's up? Oh my fucking god, it happened! Oh my god, I can't believe it! I was so pissed that it didn't happen during the initial Let's Play, but it's happening now. Bonus points if you know what I'm talking about. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. The mono words are hard to get? Okay, that makes sense. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Duh! Didn't like that. Wasn't a fan of that. Did not like that. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. The music is higher pitched? Wait, it really is? Ew, it is. See, I didn't notice that. I just noticed that that poster in the background haunts me. I had to manually edit that into the Let's Play when I did it. The screen is moving? Oh, it is! Oh, no! Ah! You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to cut. Oh, it's tilting! The screen is tilting! Oh, Monica! You're in front of the text box! Get out of the way, girl! I can't read it! Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! You sure you bought the right copy of this game? All copies of Doki Doki Literature Club are personalized. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Yeah, the screen is still tilting, I think. And for those of you who didn't notice what I was actually talking about, yeah, look in the background. That's not supposed to be there, obviously. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read? Well, is Yuri getting closer? She is! Not only is the screen tilting, but Yuri's getting closer! Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that, if you ask. Wait. I will almost never notice the posters changing? Yeah, pay very close attention, because it happens rarely. I didn't mean it like that. If we don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, that's not it, Yuri. I want to try to be part of this club. She's getting too close. You need to back up, girl. It's all so unsettling, and the only reason I noticed the tilting is because eventually it'll snap back to reality, and you didn't even notice it until it snaps back. Well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Also, thank you for pointing out that the music changed. I can barely hear it. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we know you could. Yuri, you are extremely close right now. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Hey, what's up, man? We're just getting into the mindfuckery bit. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Ah! And that's when you actually notice that the game is fucking with you. You know, besides the glitches and anything else, that's when you notice, oh shit, she was getting closer. Everything was getting closer and tilted. Whew. That doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. And the poster's gone. A little subliminal horror. God, my favorite part of doing the Let's Play initially was actually messing with the game footage in ways that didn't actually happen in the game and people actually going, oh my god, I thought the game was doing that. No, it was me. I'm glad I was able to do some fuckery on par that the game was doing. So, yeah, we're getting a Yuri scene today. Good job, chat. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her, just staring, eyes wide open. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Eternal Darkness, but anime. Yeah, where's the sanity? I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... Chad, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Uh-oh. Hey, did the music change, by the way? Mm-hmm. Fix that fucking eye! Oh yeah, there we go. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... That's not what I meant. I mean... I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down, just like this game. I played through it in 1 entire night, and I was hooked. And I was very scared. No joke, I'm a huge coward when it comes to horror games, and I actually had to force myself to finish Doki Doki Literature Club, because by the point of no return, I knew it was going to be Let's Play material, so I sped through the rest of the game and was just like, awesome! UDJ needs to get over here before he gets it spoiled for himself. Fuck! Hurry up! Time to uninstall and never speak of it again. There are people trapped there that have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Yo. Oh, hi, Simsmage. What's up? But anyway, I'm really into it. So if you get the Yuri scene in the beginning of the game, and get the Yuri scene the second time, the way she describes her book and the book she's actually describing have changed dramatically. I believe the first time you talk to her like this, she has a mystery novel that she's talking about, and this one is just grotesque horror novel. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Ah, are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Nickel? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that kind of story. It's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil,
but because the world is full of horrible people, and we're all worthless anyway!
Ahem. So? Not again. I let the demon out. Sorry. Hey, don't apologize. The demon comes out every now and again. I haven't lost interest or anything. I wish I could replay this for the first time again. Yeah, me too. Although playing the Plus version is kind of like playing it for the first time since they fixed a few things. I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. Holy shit. Hold on. Yep, I knew it. You can't read the demon text. So, I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. So I don't know what the Game Boy game is, but congratulations on finding the only Game Boy game so far to creep me out. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying the Let's Play. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. Ah, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Don't like that! I mean, you don't have to, but... what are you saying? I'm sorry, I'm glitching out just a little bit. Oh, please, read the book. I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. If you're fast enough, you can snap some screenshots of the demon text. Yeah, I can't wait to see this in post when I'm editing it. By the way, I can actually play Dedeus on my Game Boy Advance. Yes, you can. Just casually glitching out, no big deal. NBD, NBD. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. Getting close to a well-programmed individual. It's weird. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, it just feels like she's staring daggers into my skull. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I believe she said bathing in the blood of my enemies. What the fuck? Save that for later. Ha! Suck it, Yuri. I have the power of the Nintendo Switch. I didn't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. This should work. Throws holy water. Ah, it burns! There we go. See, we're fine. Now I just need to put my left arm over your shoulders. Ah, there we go. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. Well, this is pleasant. Surprised there's no fuckery with this CG, but then again, it is a CG. We're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. She's so warm. Are you ready? Oh, I kind of like that. She's looking straight at me. Huh? To turn the page. Oh, sorry. Yo, this book sucks! No words, just a few lines. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. Aw, I'd like that little smile. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. I would love if Yuri got a glitchy CG moment. Yeah, that'd be great. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. What? My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Yes. Thumb the page, Yuri. Thumb it for me, baby. The main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. I always love this face. It's like catching a killer in the act. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second-guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. Yeah, that's it. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. That's a red flag. Help. Never mind. I didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... Am I breathing? Yuri puts her hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What the hell did I do? What on earth was that about? Nickel, what did you do? Huh? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything. Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing! Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. That is nothing to be alarmed about? Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, and slip it back into my bag. Oh, Yuri's not here. Cool. Alright, chat. Who do we want to go with? We only have 2 choices, so either Natsuki or Monika. At least we still have this theme. God, how long does she take? I mean, the water's pretty far away. Okay, we got plenty of votes for Monika. I should start with Monika. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. What about Sayori? What about her? And also, who is that? Hi, Nickel! Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Aw, Endergamer, thanks for the sub. Thanks for the primer. And also, yes, a lot of existential rowlet. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. Sounds like an OC from a fanfic. Yeah, Sayo who? Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Nickel. All of us are bad. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. Good job! You wrote words! I was going, oh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. It's almost like you have a stick up your ass while writing and you think you're better than everyone else. Wow, look at this garbage. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Good job, chat. Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. Girl mood. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with lots of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Pardon? Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Don't like that blush. What have you been doing in your spare time? Don't answer that, I don't want to know. I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. All right. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Absolutely. Please, save me from this weirdness. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's 'cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Okay, sorry, I was looking at the first letter of each line to see if it spelled something, but no dice. Hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings. But my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling plays tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. That's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. That was a pretty good poem. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. I was expecting Monica to do a certain thing there. You mean a jump scare? No, this game wouldn't dare do that. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. Kinda nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about this is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Alright, chat. Who do we want next? We now have two different selections. Yuri and Natsuki. Who do we want to talk to? That's the main reason we're doing this. Who do we actually want to talk to? Pick me? Okay. You're Yuri. Wow. Wow. Exceptional. Wait, what? Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to give the idiot praise. He's going to hate me.
I can read your thoughts.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Everybody makes such weird laughing sounds. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. I kind of like that one. One you will have to answer for your actions, and God may not be so merciful. And that's the writing tip of the day. That's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. And then you just hear her say, "Bullshit. This is not your first time writing. Don't give me that crap." Well, I know that. It just meant... Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if to breaking it down more thoroughly. One day. Oh, okay, there we go.
One day you will have to answer for your actions, and God may not be so merciful.
And that was Monica's writing tip of the day. There we go. Made more sense. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. Did you actively find something wrong with my poetry that you thought was exceptional and perfect just because you think you're better than me? Are you Twitter? Aw, Yuri, you're a social media website. Aw, look at you. You're gonna be bought by Elon Musk. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thoughts, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. I thought that said demon. No, not gonna lie. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Yuri, the social media warrior, absolutely. Even if there is completely nothing wrong. Like, Yuri's the type of girl who would go online and find a problem with world peace. No, I don't think she touches Reddit. She just goes to the cesspool known as Twitter. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. Thanks, I hate it. Yeah, I do too. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. She's kind of a bitch. Sorry. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, or me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do! I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Music sounds a little off. Yeah, it does. It has been a while since we've had a glitch. That certainly was something. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. You're dealing with a rock person, okay? Sounds the same to you? Oh, maybe it's just one of the new themes. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. The game is slowly breaking. Just a little bit. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. My handwriting is pretty shit. Yeah, mine too. I was always told that the worse you're writing, the smarter you are, and I've just been holding on to that forever, because you notice how doctors have handwriting you can barely read? They have to have the smarts in order to know what's wrong with you and be able to diagnose. And I remember there was one guy in high school I was really good friends with, and his handwriting was horrific. Like actual chicken scratch. But he was one of the smartest dudes I've ever known. So, just keep holding on to that. And whether you think you are a smart or street smart, those both coincide with one another. So if you think, I'm not that book smart, but then you're like extremely street smart and your handwriting still sucks, it's just like, yeah, there we go. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing That's a more solemn... that's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I'm speaking as Yuri. Oops. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive, too. Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Nickel. Me too.